Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. I had someone ask me about urges, what to do when strong urges arise. And for me, it's not a resistance to the urges, and we're not pushing the urges away or trying not to have them. It's actually more of a choosing love in that moment. Like we're choosing our heart chakra. So a strong sexual urge arises seemingly out of nowhere, which happens probably a lot if you're watching this video while you're trying to do semen retention. And when that urge arises, it's like, can we in that moment just make a choice for our own heart? Like, can we just choose love instead of getting pulled by that urge, right? And so if a lot of times if we're trying to suppress the urges or push them away, that can actually have them, that's like giving them power. And those urges can kind of build up and intensify. So what we're doing when the urges arise, what we're doing when we choose love is, hopefully we're transmuting that energy. We're allowing it to rise up our central channel. So this is what I do. And you'll notice there's like an orgasmic quality when you do choose love in that moment. There's like, I think someone even left in the comments this word, I don't know if they left this word or not, but like a heartgasm. And when that sexual urge and that energy is transmuted in the heart via love, it's actually much more pleasurable, and it's everlasting. And so that would be what I would say about it. Now, if for whatever reason you're getting overtaken by the urges and you just need to have a release, have it with love. Don't shame yourself about it. Don't make it wrong. Don't make it bad. For God's sakes, don't do any of that. That's not going to help you. Let it flow out of your body, the sexual energy. Let it flow out of your body with love. Light a candle. Make it something special for yourself. Really, like any pathway, semen retention's a pathway, right? We want any pathway that we're partaking in to taking us deeper into love at the end of the day. Because that's what really satisfies. The semen retention, to get girls, to get money, to get success, that has a shelf life. Nothing wrong with it. But that you'll burn through that. You'll kind of get over that, depending on your level of awareness and depth. You'll go through that pretty quickly, or maybe it'll take a while. But you'll want, like, semen retention hopefully will lead you to wanting something much deeper. Semen retention at the end of the day is a pathway into beingness. And it's a pathway to connecting deeper with your own heart. The love that exists within you. And then once you've made contact with this, with your own being and the love that exists within you, that's contentment, that's true peace, and all the other desires are kind of seen for what they are, very fleeting, temporary, unsatisfying. I mean, they can be satisfying at first. If it's alive for you, follow it up, fulfill it. But eventually it's like the only desire that's really alive is the desire for God. And then you'll have wants come through. You might want a relationship. You might want to have an experience. That's all great. Suffering comes when we think that if our wants aren't fulfilled, that we won't be whole and complete or something, that something will be missing. It's like nothing wrong with wants and desires, as long as we can see that if they aren't fulfilled, it's no big deal. We're still just as whole and complete. And then you're free. You're free to have desires and wants and whatever. They can all be here. And they'll be fulfilled or they won't, but it's not gonna, when you know yourself as wholeness, if your desires and wants are not fulfilled, you don't suffer. That's when you're really free to have desire. It's like when you're not gonna suffer if they're not fulfilled. Then it's just like, yay, desire, whatever. So there's not a pushing away of anything when you start to get really free. And there's not a constriction. So when we have a desire, sometimes there can be a constriction because we'll be afraid. And there'll be a constriction and a kind of like a controlling, like we get really afraid that the desire won't be fulfilled. Because we're placing some kind of importance on that desire, whether it's a person, an achievement, whatever. But when you know your wholeness and completeness is not in the desire being fulfilled, that your wholeness and completeness is here and it's always here, it's always been here, then there's no constriction about desire. It's just free. It's like, yeah, desire, whatever. It's fun. It can be fun. It can be interesting. But it's held really loosely. And there's not a trying to control so much to get it fulfilled. It's just a noticing, like, oh, there's this desire. It's either getting fulfilled or it isn't. Interesting. Yeah, so that's my advice for those of you who are on the semen retention path. I think some non-duality stuff came through too. I mean, that's where it really takes you. It's just to a very spiritual existence. Still honor the material plane. That sun is bright, obviously, because it's actually all one. There's not the spiritual plane and the material plane. You can see it that way. You can point to stuff using those, like separating those two out a bit if you want, but ultimately it's all spiritual. But yeah, that's my advice. Choose love. Choose love. If you got to release, choose love. And then over time, that those sexual urges, they'll just burn up in love. And you could even use a release as a time to connect deeper to yourself. So. But this is the most powerful way through urges, is just allowing yourself to come into the heart center. It's like, and you can feel that, like I said, that orgasmic quality of the sexual energy becoming love. It has this like heartgasm quality to it. It's really beautiful. And it's very healing. Yeah. Because if we're trying to push against something, that's a lot of willpower, and most of us really don't have the willpower to do that for long. If you're watching this video, you probably know that, right? You've probably discovered that on your own. That your willpower to resist sexual urges is very limited. But when you're choosing love, that feels so infinite to me. There's like an infinite capacity to choose love. At least that's how it feels in my experience. So we're not resisting, we're not suppressing. We're choosing love and allowing love to be the ultimate transmuter, the ultimate healer. That's it. Maybe this was helpful for some of you. I don't know. God damn, that sun is bright. All right, love you.